Peace and welcome to a special episode of Behind the Bleeps and Bloops. Today is all about the one and only Nobuo Uematsu, the Final Fantasy Maestro. Nobuo Uematsu, born on March 21st of 1959 in Kochi, Japan, is a name synonymous with the world of video game music. As a self-taught musician who began playing the piano at the age of 12, Uematsu drew inspiration from many different places, including progressive rock bands like Led Zeppelin, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, among many others. Sometimes you can even hear it in his music. In 1986, Uematsu joined Square and composed for his first video game, Cruise Chaser Blasty, released on April 30th of 1986 for 3 different platforms. It's an RPG with mecha, along the lines of Gundam, and the mecha were actually designed by Mika Akitaka. He's worked on Gundam just a few times. Uematsu is most well known for his contributions to the Final Fantasy franchise. When you look at his resume and the 80 games that appear on it, 20 of those come from Final Fantasy. It's kinda crazy to think he did 20 games for a single franchise, and that makes up only 25% of his resume. And that's just for video games. He has anime and plenty of other credits also. Uematsu already had 12 games under his belt before he worked on a Final Fantasy game. And out of those 12, the one that stands out to me the most is of course Rad Racer. This was one of the first NES games that I ever played, and one of the things that I remember most about it is the music. He also contributed 9 themes to a fantastic soundtrack mostly credited to Yasunori Mitsuda. It's easily one of the best soundtracks on the console, and that's Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is the best-selling video game that Uematsu composed for that's not linked to the Final Fantasy franchise. If you do include Final Fantasy, then that pretty much makes up the whole list, with Chrono Trigger barely making the cut at 10th place. In 1999, Uematsu collabed with legendary Chinese pop star Fei Wong when she appeared on the soundtrack for Final Fantasy VIII and her song titled Eyes on Me. It was released on February 20th, 1999, and it went on to sell 400,000 copies. It's the first Final Fantasy pop ballad, and it's also the first song from a video game to win an award at the Japan Gold Disc Awards. At the 2000 award show, she not only was there to accept the award, but she also performed. Place your eyes on me. Did you ever know that I had mine on you? His work has been performed in concert halls all around the world, with the first official Final Fantasy concert coming on February 20th of 2002. You can find a double CD of the concert, which I happen to have right here. The booklet is full of a bunch of exclusive pictures. It's a decent release, and it's rather affordable. One of the discs even contains an exclusive interview with the man himself.
だって一等最初はほらコンサートやろうとかそういうのってふって出た一言なわけですよ。1ヶ月ぐらい経つとこんなところでこんなことが実現できるのかなとか思うと人の力って仲間って大切って思っちゃいます。
That same year is when he and fellow composers Kenichiro Fukui and Tsuyoshi Sekito formed the Black Mages, a band known for arranging Uematsu's compositions from the Final Fantasy series into hard rock versions. They released a total of 3 original studio albums: The Black Mages from 2003, The Black Mages 2, The Skies Above from 2004, and The Black Mages 3, Darkness and Starlight from 2008. Here's a snippet of one of my favorite themes from Final Fantasy VI, Dancing Mad, the Black Mage's version. The first time Uematsu had a concert outside of Japan came on August 30th, 2003, at the Symphonic Game Music Concert in Leipzig, Germany. This event is the official opening ceremony of Europe's biggest trading fair for video games, GC, which stands for Games Convention. The concert attracted a sold-out crowd of 2,000 people, and the convention itself had an attendance of almost 100,000 people. Within a few years, Games Convention was outgrowing Leipzig, and they wanted to move to Cologne, but they weren't allowed to use the name Games Convention, so they changed it to Gamescom. And now it's the largest gaming event in the world. This year, in 2024, they had an attendance of over 335,000 people. The first Final Fantasy concert to have taken place in the USA, which was held in Los Angeles, came on May 10th, 2004. It was dubbed Dear Friends, Music from Final Fantasy, a reference to the ending theme to Final Fantasy V, which has the same name. The concert sold out in 3 days, and it sparked a series of shows which lasted over a year. The last show was held on March 24, 2005 in Detroit, Michigan. The 2004 Summer Olympics in Athens held a special surprise to anyone familiar with his work in Final Fantasy VIII. In a synchronized swimming event, a duo from USA performed to a piece by Nobuo Uematsu titled Liberi Fatali. Here's a snippet. You can find the full performance on the official Olympics YouTube account. This could be the first case of video game music playing at the Olympics, and it's guaranteed not the last, because at the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo, there was plenty of video game music featured. And of course, you can find some of Nobuo Uematsu's work among the themes played. In 2004, Uematsu and Square parted ways. Square moved from Meguro to Shinjuku. Uematsu didn't give an exact reason, just that he wasn't comfortable with the new location. Maybe he watched Demon City Shinjuku. Since leaving Square, he has worked on numerous projects, but from 2004 to 2014, he only worked on 2 Final Fantasy games, and one of those was just a single song. It seemed like he was distancing himself from the franchise. However, in recent years, he has contributed a little bit more. The same year he left Square, Uematsu started his own production company, Smile Please. And in 2006, he started his own record label, Dog Ear Records. You can visit their website, it's still up to date. It's actually Uematsu's official site. It even says right there on the front page. They also have a YouTube page, and somehow it has less than 3,000 subscribers. Nobuo Uematsu has stated that he plans to slow down on composing video game music so he can concentrate on his own projects. And recently, he announced the last full soundtrack he will compose for is FancyJ, Neo Dimension, releasing on December 5th of 2024. Here's his official statement posted by Twitter user FancyJ_EN.
ファンタジアンがですね、12月5日発売が決定いたしました。僕のゲーム音楽としての最後の作品となります。ぜひ買って遊んでください。よろしくお願いします。
First things first, he is not retiring. Many people took this the wrong way and assumed he was retiring from composing video game music. So to fix that, he tweeted and said he's not retiring. He still wants to contribute a song or two, he just doesn't want to do the whole thing. This will allow him to concentrate on his own projects. In a recent interview, Uematsu stated he has never had a theme rejected when it comes to Final Fantasy. Every single theme has been accepted. However, this was almost not the case. During the development of Final Fantasy I, Uematsu submitted 10 themes to Hironobu Sakaguchi, the creator of Final Fantasy. And Sakaguchi replied, "This isn't it at all." Uematsu wasn't happy about this, he was actually a little bit angry. So in his defiance, he changed the order of the themes and gave it back to Sakaguchi, which he accepted, and now you can find those 10 themes in the first Final Fantasy game, kickstarting one of the most successful franchises in all of gaming. Uematsu didn't have the same luck when it came to the soundtrack of The Last Story. Sakaguchi rejected the first attempt. In an interview with Satoru Iwata, we find out that Sakaguchi told Uematsu, "This is all wrong." So Uematsu had to completely discard all of his ideas and start over. When he sent the second attempt, he told Sakaguchi, "If this isn't what you're after, I think it's best if I bow out of the project." Uematsu didn't remember, but Sakaguchi reminded him and let him know he accidentally forwarded the email to the entire development team. I'll include a link to the interview in the description. It's long, but it's worth the read. A career that started in 1986, including over 80 different games. I think one of the most impressive things about Uematsu is the quality, not the quantity. And that says a lot when he has over 80 releases. Uematsu has left an undeniable imprint on the world of video game music. He will continue to inspire composers and gamers alike. His melodies will be remembered for years to come. So that's Nobuo Uematsu. If you think we should cover another composer, just let us know in the comments. I want to give a quick shout out to Turret3471 for the new Bleeps and Bloops logo. It's the one you're looking at right now. It's perfect. Thank you very much. If you want to see some more of his work, check for the link in the description. Also, last and never least, shout out to Golden Tier patrons: Bearsona, Quantom X, MJJ, and Shadow Juste. I am ICC. Thanks for watching. Peace.